It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome. I don't know what Haley's house is.
I don't even know who's on the board. So.
Haley in Texas.
Nice.
Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe. This is Hangover Tuesday.
Yeah, you weren't feeling any better over there.
I didn't realize that there was going to be booze at the VIP building piece. And the more people you talk to, so if you talk to one person, you're having a drink with them, right? A new person shows up, you gotta have a drink with them too. So
Is
one
that what
turns
you
to
did?
2 turns to 12.
You having a hard time over there today?
I'm having a real hard time. Real hard time. But
I see that.
it was a fantastic gig last night. I don't think that they expected the numbers. I shouldn't say that. Vic told me this is going to sell out. And I don't know how he knew it. The other one that they did up in Lake Worth sold out as well. But this place, they closed the doors at 8:30. And there were people still coming in because I was watching the gate until 8:31.
Well, they've had fireworks at the amphitheater for years and years that people would go out there. But I think this is the first time that Vic was the sponsor.
Have you been to this amphitheater?
I have not, but people in West Boca always talk about that's where they go for fireworks year after year after year.
That place I have never been to. I didn't even know it existed. They have another, there's a hill, right? And it looks down with a couple of trees that still aren't maturing. They're getting bigger, but it's slow. And that whole thing was full. Behind there's more land, right? And then there's the lake.
They've got baseball fields, right? And the
That's
water
over
park
there and
is
over
out
there.
there.
Yes. But I was thinking there weren't many venues and many trucks. We have a gentleman and his wife that came in from the venue last night. I spoke to them first before anybody.
Florida crepes, and they ran out, so we don't have any crepes today.
Well,
huh?
he always wanted to be on radio.
Ah,
So we're going to give him a chance to do his
Nice.
shtick, his stuff.
nice.
And I said, well, come on down and we'll talk about what happened. His wife is pregnant, by the way. She may give birth any minute.
Congratulations.
Any minute. And she giggles and laughs about everything. She's in stitches over what he said. So we should have some fun with it.
So happy Tuesday. You're going to get out of this. P.T. Barnum, the American showman, was born today in 1810.
I saw the movie.
Today is National Graham Cracker Day also.
I had mine with peanut butter.
No.
But this is an interesting conversation we're going to have today because they had a booze truck there and they had a burger truck there and then they had him. the
Florida crepes.
And there's a whole science to this thing.
You know,
This
do you
isn't-
like crepes? Do you have like Nutella banana crepes, or do you eat like Swiss cheese and ham and cheese in a crepe?
I have never had a crepe.
Come on.
And the reason that I went to talk to them was I wanted to know what the hell a crepe was.
You've never had a crepe?
Linda's had them. I have never
Wow.
had a crepe. I've never
Bonnie,
tasted
talk
one,
about
I never
deprived
had.
childhoods, right? No crepe?
No, and his are, now he's from the UK, I believe. We're going to find out. And I think they're French crepes?
No.
They're English crepes. Yes? No?
He's from
something?
the UK, but you have French crepes? No.
I have no idea. Yes?
French.
French crepes, and he's from the UK.
Aren't crepes French by nature?
I have no idea. This is one of the reasons they're
Right?
here.
Aren't crepes French by nature? Yeah. I think so.
Crepes are French?
Yes.
How do you know?
Like cannolis.
That's
Cannolis are Italian.
Like rice and beans, which aren't Puerto Rican.
I don't know, but I'm hoping you're going to come out of this whole hangover situation you've
I'm
had.
not, I'm not.
You know, we start meetings, and you're not the one that usually gets up and leaves the meetings.
Because I had a sense that somebody was here, and I was looking for a number. I didn't have a number, and they're standing in the lobby,
Oh.
and the kids didn't come get me.
Maybe
Now,
they didn't know they
normally
were there.
They come get me if they have a broken nail.
Maybe they didn't know they were there. They came in so
They
quietly.
knew they were there. He says he had a delicious taste of his wonderful glass of water.
Oh, okay. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Welcome to, it's Tuesday. I feel like we're just behind a day here. The Brooklyn Cafe Show. Our phone lines are open, 888-994-4995, Studio A. Get that rocking and rolling. We've got some great new ideas that we're bringing forward this summer. Business growth and coaching and call to action and new networks. So a lot of great things that we've been working on over the weekend.
You see, that's one way of saying it.
How would you say it?
I'm from the Bronx. You know, pick up the damn phone and call, because I want to hear the phones. I got yelled at this morning by my producers that you guys ain't calling. We've never been a big caller,
No.
but our numbers are tremendous. So if you take half the numbers and they call in,
Oh my gosh.
they're going to be in a lot of trouble over
Oh my gosh. How about just one call? 888-994-4995, Studio A. Let us know how your 4th of July weekend was. Yours was very eventful. Mine was pretty quiet, pretty chill.
there.
I like
You're
to-
going to find out they were there.
How many people were at this event? How many?
4,500. It was packed, yes?
I think it was.
And it was starting to swell because it went over to the other side. I don't know if you could see the other side. That's where the fireworks were. Did you see the fireworks?
Briefly.
Just need that you guys to pick up your mics.
So on the other side, it got swollen.
Swollen.
Yeah, that's what Margaritaville was. I almost won this stupid trip. You saw they called a ticket to win the free trip to the Bermuda, I think it was. I was the next number.
Seriously?
I said, what a joke.
Sure Linda didn't have that one?
It doesn't matter who had it. It matters who wins it.
That's what I meant. Linda didn't have the winning ticket if you had the next one?
No, we had the two below. Unbelievable. If I had one, forget about it.
Forget about it. Would you have gone?
Yeah, when do I leave now?
You guys, can we lighten up their gain on their camera, please? So tell us about the event. There were food trucks. This was sponsored by Oldies.
It was Oldies and the Parks Department, but Oldies, Vic Latino. Check that name out. His name is Vic Latino, the owner of 95.3, 96.9 FM and 1470
I thought his name
AM.
was Vic Canellis.
You may know him as Vic Canellis. I know him as Vic Latino.
Just wonder, because the radio stations, this is Vic Canellis Radio.
And these guys were all big, big DJs in New York in the day. Big. And when I tell you big, Madonna big.
Nice.
And these guys now have gotten into the radio business. And they wanted to highlight that yesterday they turned over WNN from talk radio to music radio, except for 6 to 8 because we had the community liaison, whatever the hell that means. So Vic asked me to take pictures, meet the vendors, so I went over there and met the vendors. And I was like, what the hell is a crepe? At first I thought it said creep. Then I said, wait a minute, that ain't right. I said crepe. And I've never had one. So I met this gentleman, and he's British, and he's always wanted to do a show on radio. So I said, well, come on
Yeah,
tomorrow.
I grew up listening to talk radio in England. Somebody called Dave Barrett. I would go to bed and listen to these phone-ins for years. So I always loved radio and all sorts of media.
And you've never been on radio before?
I don't think so. No,
College?
no. I used to work in media a little bit, but I was never, I was never this side. I would just sort of help with Facebook Lives for somebody and things like that.
I like that they gave you the sparkle mug.
Yeah.
That wasn't me.
I know, it wasn't you. It had to have been Bailey.
Great coffee, by the way. I can't
You
wait
like
to
the
try
coffee?
this Brooklyn Cafe Show coffee.
I have to give
can't
you-
wait to try that.
I'm looking at the environment. They gave him the sparkle mug, but that's nice. Well, tell us about your crepe truck. I can't believe you've never had a crepe.
I never had a grape. What's
Well,
in there?
we
Tricky rat.
decided to do a French crepe truck about 6 months ago. And from the idea came from about 20 years ago in the UK. I come from a city called Bristol, and I used to work an evening shift in the city centre of Bristol, which is the sixth or seventh biggest city in the UK. So there's lots of pubs, clubs, things like that. So I would be one of these people that worked as a street vendor, essentially, and for somebody else. And then I did a couple of jobs like that. 2 different cuisines. One was French crepes, so I just used to make them. And then another one was Liège Belgian waffles, which is kind of it's like a mixture between a donut and a waffle. You don't really have them in the U.S. so much. They
Aren't
were-
those thick waffles that you put ice cream on?
Well, they kind of have pearl sugar inside.
Oh, wow.
There was a company featured on Shark Tank, and they got a deal, so that they are becoming more popular in the U.S. But so at some point, I might sort of circle back round to that idea and maybe do another food truck. But the French crepe idea really came from that. So 6 months ago, we kind of stepped off the diving board, if you like, and we basically were renting a place in Jacksonville, which is where we're from. And from the day that we got it, we decided we wouldn't sleep at home. We just decided that we were going to put everything into it. So we started what is basically now our street food truck, which is solely crepes. So that's our story in a nutshell.
Do you make the crepes?
We make them from
You just
scratch.
don't fill them, but you make the crepes.
Yeah, we make them from scratch. So there's two different ways you could do it. The crepe truck that we bought was by a French gentleman. He'd made the truck in Tampa, and a sort of older gentleman, sort of nearer retirement, and they ran it for 2 or 3 years. So we use a recipe. So we mix up the eggs, the flour, the sugar, and the salt. We do things from scratch. You can go with a shortcut and buy a mix and just put water in it, but we don't do that. So we make everything from scratch, and all the ingredients that we put in are fresh. So they're, whether or not you would get this specific French crepe with this ingredient in Paris, maybe not exactly the same ingredients, but everything's fresh and made to order. So there's no sort of fast food element to it in a way, even though it only takes a couple of minutes.
Now, the
It's not
secret is keeping it really thin, right?
Yeah, so it's a big plate, and you use the spatula thingy to twirl it, and it's super thin. Yeah, there's quite an art to it.
There's an art. It's got to be super
We
thin.
used to be artists before we did this. The light bulb moment for us was we were at an art and craft venue, and we were doing a kids' arts. So we would make these small objects out of wood, and when we're at these craft fairs, people walking past with children, we'd say, "Oh, do you want to paint with us?" So it was like a little activity. But we were like starving artists. So the light bulb moment was we looked across, and all the food trucks had long lines, right?
Yeah.
I thought, well, at least if we do that, we won't be starving, because we'll have food that we
can eat.
made, right? So the light bulb moment was, oh, let's do something like that. So we put our creativity into that, and so that was the moment we decided to do what we do.
What's your best seller?
Strawberry Nutella.
Strawberry Nutella. See, I'm thinking like bananas, Nutella. Then I've had these ham and cheese crepes that you would love. That's got like this bechamel sauce.
Ham and cheese.
Imagine putting like a hot ham and cheese in a crepe.
No.
You love ham and cheese.
No, you put fruit in a crepe.
You can put anything in it, right?
That's like the starter
There's two
savory
sides.
crepe. Yeah, we did an event when we did a free event at Ace Hardware in this small town next to Jacksonville, and everybody there was like local people coming into Ace Hardware. They'd basically live on farms, right? So people were coming in, and they're like, well, the guy that runs the place, we said, we're going to give all the employees free food because you helped us build our food truck out initially. So we just did this. But lots of the people had never even heard of a crepe. So the way that they saw it was, oh, is this like a sandwich, right? So everybody was ordering cheese and ham because they couldn't imagine that combination would go wrong.
In a crepe.
In a crepe, and it basically is the start. It's like the gateway drug of crepes. So it'll get you hooked.
Ham and cheese. Well, anything in a crepe or you add sugar with Nutella has got to be good.
Yeah, well, we do two different mixes, you see. So one is savory based. So that's what makes ours slightly different. We make it from scratch. One's got salt in it, which is the savory one. So if you have your cheese and ham, it's got salt in the mix. I'll let Chastity talk a bit because she needs to talk.
All right, Chastity, so tell us.
So the sweet mix has obviously the sugar. So what a lot of people in America don't know is that it can be savory too. So sometimes we'll even make them like mini samples if we're not super busy, so that they can sample it and then they get hooked on the savory. So then they'll order one of those. A lot of people will start with ham and cheese because it's what they know.
It's the salt and sweetie
Well, wait a minute.
combination.
Stop the bus. A lot of people in America, aren't you from Pennsylvania, from Pittsburgh?
I was going to ask, where are you from?
Well, I'm very far from Pittsburgh, but yes, Pennsylvania.
You're from Pennsylvania.
Yes.
So a lot of people here in America, and you're from Pennsylvania. You're from here.
True.
And
but-
why? And you sound like a Brit.
She
right?
does, right? That's what I'm
Rubs
wondering
off.
where she's from.
A lot of people from America. So I guess she's a Brit now. I don't know. Now, when you stay at a hotel, they give you that free breakfast deal. You know, you gotta get up.
That's
run
exactly
downstairs
what we
before 8
had
o'clock.
today.
Yep.
They give you the waffle mixer. You put it on a skillet and you go like that and you burn it.
And you flip it,
You
right?
flip it. And you go like this, you flip it, and then you burn it, because that's usually what happens, right? And then the lady comes and she puts butter on it. So those waffles will be okay. And then you go and you get there late and you burn it. That's one waffle. And you remember Eggo?
Lego my Eggo.
They go my Eggo. You take them and you pop them in the toaster oven. And there was Aunt Jemima's.
Which they changed the branding on, yes.
They took the Aunt Jemima off, but it's still the same.
What's
waffle.
it called? Aunt Jemima. It's not Aunt Jemima anymore.
I don't know, but that's not the point. The point is, I had those, but I never had crepes. I put fruit in those, and then you take the powdered sugar, right? Is that what we're talking about here? And then you put the syrup, the pancake syrup, all over them. Is that
Just
the
like
other?
this.
Well, that's the way I put it.
How much syrup is he putting on his? Seriously?
But I would have to eat. I've seen people eat these things. I've seen Linda have 2. I said 2,
How many would you have?
about 12.
Like the Nathan's hot dogs.
Yeah.
Are they filling?
Yeah, very.
Nutella and strawberry. Oh my gosh, our crew would go crazy. How many crepes did you sell last night?
About 60 or something like that.
We went through 5 mixes, so.
Yeah. So you can only make so many of them. So we were having this conversation before. Like, when you're at a festival, the whole idea is that you're getting as much food out as you can as quickly as you can. So we're not totally sure on our business model because we're quite personable people. So we quite like serving people in the community, maybe not going for the massive profits. So we can't really do anything quicker than we can do it. So we had a line, we had to stop the line at the event because basically somebody puts in an order here, it takes a few minutes over here, we make it, and there was like a 3-hour event. So we can only do so many at a time, but non-stop, you know.
So are you making the crepe? Is that what it is?
Yeah, from
Yeah.
scratch. Yeah.
So what if we were to make 500 crepes and put them in a bag on a warmer, and then you take them out like a deck of cards?
Yeah.
Can you do that or no?
Yeah, you can do that. But the thing, so say a savory crepe, the cheese gets melted on the surface and folded into it, and that process there,
Won't work.
it takes almost the same amount because to make the crepe initially, probably 30 seconds, because then once you flipped it, then you're melting things into the surface. That's what makes it. That's what's kind of special about it. That's like when people, I tell people it's a little bit like getting some pizza, because it's kind of like satiating like that. So, and that's part of the process, which is why, you know, really our key audience is local communities, even by the side of the road where people get used to you, because it's not a special event, but it's like made to order for you there and then. It's not pre-done so much.
Gotcha.
The only thing we pre-do is chop up bits of tomato or something like that. Everything goes into it live, and then you get as nature intended the crepe to be.
Yeah.
I have never heard of a crepe truck in my entire existence.
There are food trucks for everything, which is so fantastic.
Yeah, well, we're creative people, see. So the thing is, it's very hard to switch that part of you off and just think about money, because you want, like, the design, the Paris Street Food logo and everything, the way that we're presenting it and the way we put our heart into it is really about giving somebody something creative in a food form. So we come from that place. So we're probably sacrificing money in the long run, because all you've got to do is do hot dogs or something.
That's what I was going to ask you.
And you can
Why
just
a
put
crepe truck
zero-
versus a hot dog truck?
Yeah,
Or
you can just put
versus-
zeros on the number that you would earn just by doing that. But what we're trying to do is create something with meaning as well. You know, it's like every time you make one, you put in a bit of a different spin on it. They all come out slightly differently. You know, so it feels like you're doing a little piece of art each time, but it's within food, and people really find them very rewarding. You know, when people come up, they're like, "Oh, this looks great. This looks great. This looks
Do
great."
they order 1, 2? Did they come in pairs?
Well, the French guy that came up, because the worst experience for me is when a French person comes
forget
up.
about it.
Yeah, so the craziest situation I had was the first day we ever got busy, we ran out of mix, which like we weren't used to. We didn't know we could get busy. We just happy that anybody would come and buy a crepe. But so we ran out of mix. We thought, oh no, okay, well we better make some mix. But the way the mix works is you with the flour and the eggs and everything, you have to leave it for about 3 or 4 hours for it to be better because of the because it kind of emulsifies and it becomes super smooth, and they're just a little bit nicer. They get better and better with time. So we thought, oh, we'll just mix them up quickly. So it was really lumpy and it was really horrible. And it was like, they weren't the size of golf balls, but to me, it felt like there was big lumps in there. And so for the first time ever, at that moment, we thought, okay, well, probably nobody will notice. Somebody had just got off the plane from France. He hardly spoke any English. This really happened, right? And he stood there, and he has this woman with him who's obviously interpreting because he's a student or something. And he's like, oh, and she said, oh yeah, I brought him along. He literally just came in from France, and I'm putting this mix on to make this crepe, and it looks like the worst thing ever. I thought, oh, nobody's going to notice because they probably don't see many crepes. But this guy stood there, and you could see the puzzlement and the bewilderment and the confusion. He's looking at us going, I don't know what this is. I can't even speak English, but I really need to leave, And then they just walked off because it didn't look like what it really should have done because we ran out. We didn't know, so we made some quickly. And then the second time that was a bit crazy because you asked about how many people order. A French guy came along the other day, but he had the opposite experience. So this is 5 months later, and he ordered like 6 of them and gave us a rave review on Facebook. And you've got to go and check our Facebook out, by the way. You put Florida crepes into the Facebook keyword, and that will bring us up, and on Instagram as well. Yeah. And then, I don't know, shameless plug, I guess.
All right, we're going to take a commercial break for the shameless plug. Hashtag Florida crepes if you want to find more about where their truck is. We're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we're talking crepes. We're going to talk about Bondi Salco. So you got cooking over there, kind of waking you up slowly. It's only 12:30.
Who gives a crepe?
But stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Planning for the future should not be painful. It needs to be discussed. From health, family, finances, allow qualified professionals to aid in your planning. Luhu Advisors have been serving South Florida for over 30 years. A licensed real estate broker, insurance agent, assisted living administrator, and certified senior advisor, Paul Solomon is the most qualified and well-rounded advisor for any task. Specializing in real estate, long-term care, life insurance and annuities, Social Security, government benefits, and senior housing, Luhu Advisors. Let us help you. Known for his Art Deco Cubist style and compositions with dancing saturated color, Ken Bieberman has lived and breathed art his whole life. From the early 80s, he's influenced the Art Deco district of Miami Beach. Featured in numerous restoration projects, hotels, galleries, and clubs, Bieberman creates for everyday folks and celebrity clientele. He's also the proprietor of Art Repro, a giclée and scanning company in Pompano Beach. When it comes to scanning high resolution, size is not an issue. Professionally scanning art up to 10 feet and 64 inches in width, Art Repro utilizes state-of-the-art equipment. On quality canvas or paper, archival ink and printing mediums are put to use. Art Repro ensures colors are true and every nuance of the art is captured, including the canvas weave. Perfection is the priority. Contact artist Ken Bieberman today at 954-547-0095 or visit his website www.artrepro.net.
Has your heater busted, computer crashed, appliance broken? Then you need ARW Home.
Life's been pretty worry-free since I got covered with ARW Home. Don't waste thousands of dollars on air conditioning, appliance repair, and replacements. Save that money with ARW Home. Protection plans that cover household appliances, systems, and electronics.
My air conditioning broke on a Sunday. I called ARW, and they came out and fixed it right away.
Get your free quote today. Call or go to arwhome.com now.
Call 877-281-0289.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, CEO of MyPillow. Retailers, shopping channels, and now even banks have tried to cancel myself and MyPillow. During these times, your support has meant everything to us. So my employees and I want to personally thank each and every one of you by passing the savings directly on to you. We're selling the best products ever for the best prices ever. For example, we have my towels with proprietary technology, which makes them soft and absorbent. Towels that work, what a concept. They're made with USA cotton and come in a variety of awesome colors. My 6-piece towel set is regularly $109.99, now just $39.99 with your promo code. I support this show, and I would like to offer you our biggest discounts for listening. So please go to our website, mypillow.com, and put in the promo code at the end of this message to get the biggest discounts. Again, thanks for listening, and God bless.
Call 800-883-1046 and use promo code CAFESLEEP.
Hey travelers, everybody wants cheap airfares, but where can you find them? You call Smart Fares. Our prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low they're not published anywhere. Smart Fares specializes in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rentals, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, Smart Fares can help you get there cheaply and with the best price guarantee. If you want the absolute lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call us right now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these low rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the lowest rates available, so don't wait. Call Smart Fares right now for the best price guaranteed. Save up to 50% off business and first class. We've got great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 855-828-0198. That's 855-828-0198. 855-828-0198.
Imagine this is your money and someone wants to take it from you. Who is it? The IRS. Guess what? They want your money and they can take it, all of it if they want. Remember, they sent you that letter right over here that said, hey, you owe us a bunch of cash and we're going to take it from you right now. So what do? You fight back by letting our team of experts work it out with the IRS so you can keep your money. And hey, we're good at what we do. When you hire us, you get a team of guys on your side that know the IRS laws, and we'll fight really hard to save your money. So if you owe the IRS a ton of cash and you want to keep it, call right now and learn for free how we can help you put it back in your pocket. 5 minutes of your time right now can save you thousands of dollars. And the best part, it's a free call, so please call right now.
Call 800-651-4808.
Hi, I'm Dawn Clifford, owner and founder of Clifford Insurance Advisors. Established in November of 1999, we focus on mainly health, life, disability, Medicare, and long-term care insurance. Specifically for people aging into Medicare or the self-employed or even employee benefits for small business owners. We can be reached by phone number at 561-880-0391 or by email info@cliffordinsuranceadvisors.com. Visit our website at www.cliffordinsuranceadvisors.com and even visit Facebook, Clifford Insurance Advisors.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Magic.
Doing the dance?
Yes, they're doing the dance.
We're back.
I can't believe you've never had a crepe. You know, he never had a cucumber either. We had a nutritionist, chef. She did a gluten-free. She made breadcrumbs. So she made this delicious salad, and she puts cucumbers in. And he says, never had a cucumber.
She put the breadcrumbs on it. And then,
Never had a crepe.
Now I eat cucumbers. They're delicious.
Crepe I get. Cucumber, no. I don't even get the crepe thing.
I grew up in the Bronx. If you didn't go to IHOP, you didn't order a crepe. Where do you get a crepe from? Never heard of a truck that does crepes. I'm telling you, never.
But you guys are very artistic. You remind me of like fair people. Like you do.
Gypsies.
yes.
Are you gypsies?
Yeah.
Yes, you remind me of.
Well, she's from Pennsylvania, so she's a real gypsy.
Yeah.
You never, did you ever see Gilmore Girls? Bonnie
Yes,
Gilmore
yes, of
Girls,
course,
right? And they have the town fair, and like Miss Patty does dance, but then Miss Patty sells pizza, and then Luke does this. This
I've
is
got
what.
a new idea. We could do the Amish crepe
Talk,
food
talk
truck.
it to your
Yes.
mic.
Amish crepe food truck. That's the new idea. So we don't use any electricity. We're wood burning stove.
Well, that's what
It
I'm
could be the
thinking.
latest thing.
They've got the food markets in the Amish town.
Right.
You could do a whole crepe situation there. Are you anywhere? Is that where you're from in the area or no?
General area.
You're Amish?
I'm not.
She is
my
at heart.
grandfather was Mennonite.
Now she has an Amish accent. This one's very creepy.
But the food was always, I mean, apple butter and food. Did you ever go up there
Where?
to the Amish country?
Every day.
The food is so amazing.
Are those the guys
In the
with the
market.
buggy? Wait a minute.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
buggy?
Yes.
Yeah.
I almost ran them over.
Of course you did.
I
because
went
you're
to
from the Bronx.
Ohio, and there was this buggy in front of me, and I went to go buy it. So you're not supposed to do that. He's supposed to wave you by.
So your grandfather was Mennonite?
He was.
Isn't there a day when the girls go nuts once a year? This is the movie, right? You know
That's
the
where
movie?
they've made too much peanut butter.
They actually have a reality show where they're no longer.
Oh.
Have you seen it?
I think I
Like
saw on Netflix.
Breaking Amish, I think it's called.
Breaking Amish.
I've heard of that, right? I think that's what it's
But
called.
isn't there a day that the Amish girls get one day a year?
I don't think so.
Is there one?
You
day
might want to
that
stop
they
while
can
you're
go
ahead here.
crazy?
I don't
Is
think that's allowed.
That wasn't true in the movies. They said that. No.
No.
No, but I'm
I think that might have been a dream.
You could have done any kind of food truck, but yeah, you guys remind me of gypsies from like a fair from Gilmore Girls, that you could pretty much do anything anywhere.
I don't know. I think we're mixing up genres of Amish here. I think that might be. You think so? They have a day off?
No,
When-
I don't
when-
think
when
they have a day off.
anything
He makes
goes?
things up.
No, I saw.
What do they
that
say?
in
You've
the
got a day off, you
movie.
can go date
Because they don't have
anyone
any
you want and
clothes.
come
I mean,
back.
what are they going to do? Go to like go get bikinis for one
You
day?
are allowed one day to do what you're not supposed to do.
Where would they keep the bikini the other 374 days?
They
Today's
have-
actual National Bikini Day also. I was going
For
to see
the
if you were
Amish?
wearing your Speedo.
for the Amish.
For everybody.
I'm not Amish.
You're you.
So that's not true.
Well,
No, I
I,
don't think
I
that's
don't
true.
know, but I think the idea of a wood-fired crepe truck taking Pennsylvania by storm might be our next project because we get bored easily.
Maybe.
But how are you going? You're not allowed electricity. You're not even
Exactly.
supposed to drive a truck.
Exactly. We're going to do the buggy. We're going to get the
That's true.
horses,
Buggy
We're
drawn?
It ain't never gonna work.
and we're going to put up in Walmart car parks.
It's all in branding, you know, how you brand it. If
And we, of
actually
course, we
food
won't
truck-
be allowed to have social media at that point because there's no electricity allowed. So we are the only buggy in the world that's going to go around and do that. And we're going to go and boondock in Pennsylvania.
How did you guys meet?
I'm afraid
Well, we
to
were on a
ask.
cruise. That's a long story, and it could get a bit weird. But we were in England, actually.
Yeah.
On a cruise.
Yeah, so we were on a cruise that we were both on. And actually, you know when those memories come up? That came up. So that was about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
We were on a cruise, and and we were on the same table.
Yeah, same dinner table.
Yes.
And the cruise was went to England and
Yeah,
there
it went to England, Scotland, and Ireland.
beautiful.
Oh, was that the same one? Well, there was two of them. There was one that went around
one
Europe,
was-
and
yeah.
they both have England involved because I think one came back there or went through there. It's kind of strange when you go on cruises because you often start in places you don't necessarily visit. So one was Eastern Europe, which ended up in Russia, which was kind of a crazy experience.
Russia and Finland. That was the first one.
And then the other one was, so that was where we met, really.
Was
yeah.
she on both cruises?
Yeah.
Okay.
Coincidentally?
Hmm? What was what?
It was coincidentally you were on both cruises?
No, no.
You met
'cause-
on one and then you both went on the other one.
Yeah, they were like a
Right.
themed cruise. I think it was something to do with Amish people or something. Amish weekend off it was or something like that. So which is reminded me of a story that you just said, but I don't know, didn't put two and two together. So you were a Mennonite, right?
I'm not.
No. So anyway, there was like a theme cruise. So, you know, we were both part of the same religious community. And so we were brainwashed into that. But there's a story there, right? But we just can't go into it.
But wait a minute. Did you fly over to England to do this cruise?
We both did.
Yes.
But wait, hold on.
Oh, you
It's
were
better
living
now.
here?
Oh, you were here?
Yeah.
You were one of
So
those
you're digging, aren't
Americans?
you?
We're thinking that you were in England and she went over there
Nope.
and no, you were both
No, we
here.
both flew over and
Yeah.
both went on the two same cruises.
Yep.
But
Did you know each other before the cruises?
No.
No.
No. So we got to know each
You
other.
live in
out-
the same town and you didn't know each other?
Nope. We didn't live at the same time.
I lived in Pennsylvania at the time. He
I lived in
in
Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh.
You're just gonna have to have us back on as special guests so you can dig deeper
There's
into
a-
the story.
There's a game. Laurie's gonna come. Laurie's creating this kind of game that they play. People that meet each other randomly.
I think that's a cool idea.
It is this. You got your first people. All right. So let me get this right. Neither one of you knew each other, and you both flew to England, and you met on this cruise. And then you flew back to the States, or you went on a second cruise?
We flew back to the States, and then the next year, we both went on a cruise, and we were on the same cruise. The
So you
second-
were talking to each other while you came back?
briefly.
Briefly?
Yeah.
Okay, so you went on a
Talking
second
enough
cruise.
that she's pregnant, so
We're going to get to that in a
So we've
second.
obviously
They were
talked
talking.
enough.
So you
Or
went,
not.
you went to the second cruise, and you finally said, okay, this is going to be something? Is that what happened?
Well, then we slowly got to know each other over the years.
Over the years.
Years.
Yeah, it's just 5 years ago. So we've been together for 2 years, and in business here, doing what we're doing now for about 6 months. Yeah.
And before that, you did painting for kids. What did you paint?
So, well, we started off by doing arts and crafts shows, you know, like Saturday markets. We would make things out of wood. So we would do little tables that were like creatures. We did some really fun stuff. It started during COVID because there was some wood by the side of the road. You've got time on your hands. Chastity had a few tools from renovating her house in Pennsylvania. So we started making like little tables which were gators and putting eyes on them. Because from my hometown, my sense of humor, I don't know if you've heard of Wallace and Gromit, which is like the animation.
Yes.
They as well as Banksy, the artist, the other famous person that comes from there is Nick Park, who is the animator for Wallace and Gromit and Chicken Run and a few really famous clay animations. They always have these fantastic characters. So we made furniture that was like a character. But the thing about art is you can love it and you can be really good, but if you don't sell much, you're like a starving artist, right? So then we transferred from that to doing, we thought if we can get kids to do little projects with us when we're at places, then we can make money doing that. And that was a little bit more successful, a little bit more consistent. But we were sat one day at an event, a hot air balloon festival in Vero Beach, I think it was.
Yeah.
And we looked across, and because we're struggling to get, you know, people to bring their kids over to pay us $10 to paint something with us, which we can put the googly eyes on and make them feel good. And so then we looked at them and thought, well, if we did food, at least we wouldn't be starving. We'd still be artists, but we wouldn't necessarily be starving because we could make food and eat it. And we weren't really starving, but it felt a bit like that. It was really hard work, hard sell. So, so basically, the light bulb moment went off, and then not long after, we committed, went to Tampa, got our food trailer, and from that day, we never stayed in the place which we were renting. We just lived in our RV so that we could focus 100%. That doesn't make us particularly special people or anything, like super dedicated. It means that we needed all of our energy to focus on that because we know what we're like. We're creative people. It's like, oh, what do you feel like doing today? Oh,
But that's what you have to, and Bonnie has to leave at 1 o'clock, but when you have a passion and you have to really dedicate yourself to growing your business, whatever it is, that's what you got to do. And I know we want to talk to Bonnie. She's got about 10 minutes.
Okay.
And that's exactly what you're doing with your book.
Yes. I'm just trying to, I wrote it and I'm just trying to get the message out of hope and people, I want people to know that they are
that book for me, please.
never to give up hope because just when you think it's your darkest moment, which I did think it was my darkest moment many times, I didn't give up and I stayed the course and rode the wave and I didn't pick up a drink because I've been sober for 11 years. I didn't pick up a drink and things got great. And now I have a book and you guys have had me on a couple of times and I've been asked to do other shows and it's really a gift. People are really loving the book. They're telling me that they appreciate my honesty because a lot of people really aren't that open about things that are very secretive to many people like addiction and eating disorders and feelings of shame and mental health issues and feeling alone and I had no problem writing about it in the book and I really have no problem talking about it, especially if it can be of help to someone else getting through a difficult time. And it's entertaining. It kind of reads like a trashy novel, if you want to know the truth. It really does, because there's a lot of sex and love addiction craziness going on, and so it's just little snippets of stories.
Do you have any crepes in your books of the
No
crazy
crepes,
variety?
lots
I
of
was gonna say, it sounds
donuts
like our
and
life
stuff like
story.
You know,
Donuts.
I think what I can see, Bonnie, is that maybe the calling here is you should write a book. Because you're hilarious. Talking
From,
to you.
from art to grapes.
Talking to you.
funny, but you looked at me.
He said crepes, he said donuts. Donuts.
Donuts?
Maybe he can make donuts.
How
do you say
I
donut?
have to tell you, one of my foods that I used to go on my binge cravings for was never a crepe. But I bet I never had your crepes. That's
Wait
the
a
thing.
minute,
Had
did
I
you
had
just-
your
So
you're
crepes,
saying the
I would've
crepes are
been-
safe
I
for
would've been
people with addiction
hunting
issues.
down
I like that
chocolate.
story.
Hold on a second. You just said that you used to get
Binge
cravings,
cravings.
for crepes?
No,
No
crepes.
cravings.
Donuts.
But had I gotten a crepe craving, hashtag crepe craving, right? I would have hunted down your truck. I'm
It
sure.
would have been a chapter in your book. You know what
Could
you
have been
could
a
do
whole
with a
chapter.
crepe?
Exactly.
But what I love about Bonnie's book is she's so authentic. Our crew this morning, they were talking about mental health, and there's so many holes in the mental health arena. And I was talking to my kids last night because childhood traumas, it was never discussed as a trauma when you and I were growing up. We were growing up. Even our kids' age, my daughter's 30, there were never childhood traumas, but now suddenly everything's traumatic, right? Well, all these events that you considered life and growing up are now called childhood traumas.
Well, they're putting emblems on things.
But now everything, you start looking back, oh, maybe that was a traumatic event that triggered things. But you're so authentic in all of these things. You certainly had, as I call it, traumas or life, whatever you call it. And here you are on the other side making light about it and inspiring other people.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to look back and say, because I found a solution and I don't have to live in the problem anymore. There is a solution for anybody that's going through either addiction or any trauma, like any trauma. There's always a solution, and it's better to live in the solution and be grateful for what you have than to focus on, the past is gone. The past is gone. I don't regret the past, but I can learn from it, and my experience can help others. So
This should be a movie. The doctor's in. It's like this trashy love, sex chapter in here. Totally true. Do you want to build a snowman? Like, you're such a product of the 80s with your titles. Happily Ever After. It just makes you want to go, okay, what's this chapter about? Maybe it's Small World. Like, maybe it's just me. Or maybe because I have not given you the book to look at yet.
Maybe.
A lot of the titles of the chapters are either Broadway musicals or songs from Broadway musicals or just songs or
New
a lot
York,
of
New
Disney
York.
stuff. So because that's what I wanted to do when I was growing up. I wanted to be on Broadway. I wanted to be a star. And so
It's amazing because you go after that thing that you want to do, and it takes you to different places: Tampa, Jacksonville, Pennsylvania, the UK, Russia. It takes you all these different places, and you don't quite know where you're going to end up. But talking to the two of you, it makes me feel like you're in a good place.
Would you want to ever work a food truck?
Yes, I did. I used to sell cheese. I told you that.
He literally sold cheese.
In the back of a truck.
Like in Annie. You would drive.
I knew this guy. He had a connection in cheese. I rented a U-Haul or one of those yellow trucks, whatever it was. They had a freezer on it. So I sold cheese. And then I put eggs on there. What the hell do I know? But I was clearing $2,000, $3,000 a day.
Selling cheese and eggs.
Selling cheese and eggs. And then my
Think
ex-wife
how much money
said,
you can make now doing
my
that.
ex-wife said, no more doing that because I want to get pregnant.
There's a moral to that story, babe.
So when are you due?
Any minute.
December 25th.
Christmas, baby.
Yeah, we thought we'd be part of the second coming of Jesus in some small way.
Definitely. And if Jesus eats crepes, you guys are golden. Right?
That's good.
You imagine talk about rebranding on that one. I think that'll be good to go.
That'll be your next branding. Jesus loves grapes.
Actually, our slogan is going to be, so we put a big sign on the side of the truck, and we used up that space, but then our phrase is going to be crepes are for lovers on the back, and then with the social media it's going to say below, follow us for the love, and then have a little link. So when you're following us behind in your car, you can use your phone, do the little thing, press the button.
Love
and,
Bonnie. It's all about love.
Today's show has been brought to you by Love.
By the letter L.
Wow.
How you like that? You
It's
don't
just-
even know where my brain is going. I'm trying to wake you up,
Yeah, right. That's the next line. Wake me up.
trying to get you going. So where's your next event? Where are you going to be next?
On Wednesday, we're going to be at an apartment complex called The Woods.
Where's
Where?
that?
It's in Jacksonville.
So if you're not busy, you want to come up,
wanna
it's
come
probably like a 5-hour drive.
When are you guys?
I think it's a gated community, but we can get you in.
When are you guys ever coming back to West Palm?
Well, when anybody invites us. So
So
we're
there's
looking
no
at
plans
you,
yet.
viewers.
Ever done a food truck wedding?
No, but we're kind of interested in that.
Yeah,
We talked about that this morning because I think it would be so great. I was talking to someone yesterday. She's planning her son's wedding. They wanted a backyard, small, intimate backyard
Yeah.
wedding of 240 people. So now she has to build a ballroom in her backyard,
Sure.
which would have been cheaper to go someplace else and reconstruct this ballroom in her backyard. And then the caterer and the this and making choices. Aaron and Ashley are such foodies. If we had like food trucks for my son and his fiance, you don't need stations. You don't need to hire extra serving people.
Yeah,
you don't
it's
need a
one-
buffet
you
and
can
worrying about
just
people
pay
touching.
once, yeah.
You just have an array of food trucks and everyone goes gets what they want.
I don't even want to talk to you about that wedding. They live here in Florida, all of them. Guess where the wedding is?
Barbados.
Texas.
Texas. So everybody, including the groom and the bride, have to fly to Texas to go get married. Really?
Yes.
In the
it's
Bronx,
a
we got
destination
married-
wedding.
What?
It's a destination wedding.
Destination what?
It's a thing.
What's a thing?
Destination weddings.
Florida is a destination. They were in Washington, then they were in Texas.
Well, like
and-
if Bailey and Baxton ever got married, I think they would have a food truck wedding.
Like,
How about a food truck book signing? We could do one of those.
Could do that too.
Yeah.
We should do
the
a book
Love Food
signing
Truck
for
signing.
you. We should actually totally do a book signing with you, and maybe we can bring you guys down. We can do crepes. It's all about love. We can do French love and Love Bonnie, and do a food signing with crepes.
do a whole weekend.
Yes.
Invite 100 people, not 4,000 people. 100 people.
I think we should actually consider
I think
doing
you
that.
should
Sounds
actually
like
consider it.
fun.
That sounds like fun.
Then you can have your first crepe.
That
And we
would
could,
be,
we could film it and
that
see the
would have to be
reaction.
an adventure. The adventure of the crepe.
Yeah.
It could be like a mini documentary.
Freddie and Food Fun is what it always is.
Bronx boy does the crepe. I thought that crepes were, like I was telling you, you stick the thing in the toaster oven. I thought that was a crepe.
That's
but
an
that was
Eggo.
not. It's
Ever
a what?
notice
An
that
Eggo.
Eggos, they always have commercials like one is going to fill up who? One
touch my
waffle
Eggo.
fills who up for breakfast?
Don't touch my Eggo.
Nobody.
How many have you had? Have you ever had Freddy's Eggo?
I
It's
would
about
eat
this
one
tall.
because one's a serving, but you really need two.
You got to put stuff on it.
One box is one serving, I think. Right?
I'm telling you, right? So who eats one? Let go my Eggo, as if this is going to fill up a kid to go to school for what? Maybe off the bus?
Were you one
and
of
they're
those
hungry
kids
again.
that went home and you were eating? You went to school and you were eating the Eggo in your hand. That's not a meal. No,
That's
that's
what
not
I'm
the way
saying.
you eat.
That's
that.
what I'm saying.
No,
So it's
no.
all the advertising. So we need to advertise.
You got to make a
great for
plate.
breakfast.
See this? This would be my Eggo plate. That'd be
That's
the
what I'm
size
saying.
of it. And in there goes everything, and then you put one on the top.
That's
Watch
what I'm
out,
saying.
that's a meal now.
It's all in the marketing, right? Who marketed? Ever see a bowl of cereal? Since when is this a serving size? That fills you up for how long?
30 seconds.
Thank you. But yet, it's a thing. So we need to rebrand this as like a breakfast crepe. Kids can take it to school crepe. Freeze it, put them in the frozen food aisle, and then
Crepes are us. I gotta ask, when you went to Jacksonville to do this, was there any other town, city that you thought maybe would be a better idea?
Well, yeah, I was when we were thinking of, because we live in our RV, right? So it's from the moment we moved out of our home base and stopped doing our jobs in the Jacksonville area, we can be anywhere.
Anywhere.
And I was thinking, well, my son lives in Tampa. That's a big metropolitan area, right? But then I was also thinking down towards Miami, but Miami has quite a lot of people doing crepes and things, apparently. So somewhere around here or up the coast here, we could probably be, if we wanted to start doing like brick and mortars, start working on a franchise, that kind of thing, you know, over time here. So just somewhere with a strong community that kind of knows a little bit of what crepes are. You don't have to educate them all. And
You could
And-
do Cubano crepe.
A
from
what?
Miami. Cubano crepe.
Cubano crepe. Well,
Now,
apparently,
what the hell does that mean? Who the hell knows?
Well, apparently Miami has a lot of crepes because a few of our customers have said, "Oh yeah, when I was in Miami, I had them," and because they do crepes in Miami. I've never seen them, and we've only really gone through a couple of times to Key West and stuff. But so we're just kind of finding our way. We see where the baby wants to be born, where the star leads us, and
They
then
truly are gypsies,
Where the star leads them.
Josh, is that true? There's a
Where the
Cubano
North, they're
crepe?
going to follow the North Star on Christmas.
I mean, I've never seen a Cubano crepe, but your truck, you change what kind of crepe it is depending on where you are. Like you go out west, you call it the Tampa Buckeye. I mean, I was in Tampa. They
Yeah.
go to sleep at 7 o'clock in the evening. The town shuts down.
Got to introduce him to your son.
Yeah, Gio will be there by a crepe at 6:30.
Yeah, but he does all of these Saturday events.
Oh, I may have something for you.
So he's in Tampa.
He's in Tampa, but he does the Saturday
shop.
As a matter of fact, Renee, yes, I got your phone call. They want to do it here at Shepley's. That's where we take them with us, down in Miami. We got to come up with a Cuban crepe.
It's a vineyard. Not a vineyard, a winery. So it's perfect to have a winery.
The
and
previous
crepes.
owners used to do that regularly in the Tampa area. Mm-hmm.
And we're going to have in the back maybe something else. So when you run out of 60 crepes, we'll have something else to do there because it's a 3-day event.
So,
Oh
Kinda
yeah,
cool.
I
So
got
I
the
think
numbers
she
wrong
is-
earlier, by the way. My mathematician here said it's a lot more than 60. But
600.
Yeah, it's about 125 because each crepe mix makes 25.
and we did like 4.
We
so
did 5 mixes.
Well, you have to have
5.
batter, underneath batter.
Like
and then some
pre-made.
more
I just get busy and I lose track of that because I'm going like a hamster on a hamster wheel, trying to make these things as quickly as I can. It's really hard, and then sometimes it gets overwhelming. Like that's always the danger point, when you get super tired doing this because it's quite nice to be creative, but then the actual work of doing it, like we have 14-hour days regularly.
Making crepes.
Yeah, we'll get up at 4 in the morning to go somewhere, and then we'll have a dud event. So we'll get up really early and go somewhere, and it'd be like 5 customers. So there's lots of kind of like being a business owner. It's quite nice because people say, "Oh, you're a business owner. That's very nice, isn't it?" I'll shake your hand, and that's all great. And then you're blurry-eyed because you got up at 4 in the morning. You've had a really bad day. So it's kind of like it's got its rewards, but it's certainly a lot harder work than just going to a job and
making grapes.
What's your Instagram or your Facebook?
Well, to find us in both places, you put Florida Crepes in, and I think it's below Chastity's name on the screen, because we gave that earlier, and that takes you directly to our Instagram or our Facebook, and hopefully here we'll do a YouTube channel and start sort of building some content as well, because
The following.
I kind of like all that kind of thing. I like to be able to tell stories and communicate and have quite a lot of comedy going on inside of me. When I was in England, I actually used to do stand-up comedy. I was never very good, but it was inside of me. It was a form of therapy. So I like the idea of kind of bringing some humor and showing the other side of our lifestyle because it is quite unique. We live on a farm at the moment, so maybe if the baby's born there in a stable.
In Jacksonville, you live on a farm?
Yeah, just outside. It's like a town.
You're like a Gilmore Girls episode all rolled into one. Right? Peanut butter and marshmallow fluff. I'm so in.
Have you
That's
ever
a
made
fluff. That's got a name, by the way, in Pennsylvania.
I love that.
It's called a fluffer butter or something.
A fluffernutter, yes.
Fluffernutter, that's it.
Fluffernutter.
Right, a fluffernutter. You never ate those growing up?
Fluffernutter?
Yes.
No.
Peanut butter and marshmallow fluff,
Missing out.
100%.
So another one that's popular here, which we go into certain places and everyone orders it, is lemon and sugar. Now people don't like
Sweet and sour.
I know, but the thing is, in England, there's one day a year where everybody has that. It's like a religious holiday. I can't remember which one it is. The whole point of like no yeast inside the, it's kind of like
Passover for my
that-
people?
I don't know. It's one of those holidays, but basically,
For people.
It doesn't rise, Bunny, so we
it's
can eat a
something
crepe.
Amish there. It's something Amish.
an
It's
Amish.
something Mennonite.
What's the favorite flavor for Amish?
Apple.
Oh yeah, right, because they
Mennonite,
do.
probably apple.
Don't they
Yeah,
sell?
because that lady used to make apple
Because they
pie.
do like apple
Yeah,
butter and all
apples.
that.
Apples.
Apple pie, yeah, absolutely.
You
How
getting
do I
all
know
this?
all of this?
Getting it all.
Because I'm really a foodie, Bonnie, at heart.
Bunny, do you know how to
crepes-
make a
do you make
cre-
crepes for puppies?
Oh my gosh,
Crepes
she's
for
so
dogs?
cute.
Not yet.
Oh, we haven't.
Do you-
But dogs love peanut butter, so
Have
I
you
mean, they
made-
can
I
always
know.
do the peanut
You
butter
want a crepe?
banana.
Is it hard to make? We
A
can do
crepe?
a class.
I've never made a crepe.
We can do a class.
Someone order a peanut butter banana one and gave their dog bites of it.
I wouldn't be
Peanut butter banana. Now
Yep.
there you got a winner.
Yeah, that's
Dogs
about the
love peanut butter.
about the fourth
What do you think?
most
Oh,
popular.
we have a call also.
Huh?
We have a call.
All right, put the call through.
All right. It's Kenny Love. Put Kenny on.
So I love you, Dawn and Freddie Love.
We love you, Freddie. Kenny. Freddie.
Kenny, you ever had a crepe?
So Freddie Kenny. I love that, Freddie.
Freddie, Kenny.
So
Kenny
Dawn, I love
me.
you so much. Freddie, I love you so much. I wanted to spread the Fluffernutter love
Thank
all
you.
over the world.
The what?
Fluffernutter Love.
And I love your guests. I love them. I love them so much. They're amazing. They're just pure love. And I love that guy's accent. Where's he from?
England.
He's from the Bronx.
He's from the Bronx. All right. I want to hear him say, yo, how you doing?
Yo, how you doing, yo?
Oh, there you go. There you go. So this is like, you guys are the best show ever. I mean,
Well,
and again,
actually,
I just love you so much. I just wanted to call in and spread the
Thanks,
love.
Kenny.
Dawn and Freddie love, because you guys are so special.
I've got a weird little story about my actual accent that I was sharing earlier. So, the part of England I come from is a place called the West Country, and if I really go back into my accent, you hear what's going on now. It sounds a little bit different. This is like the local Bristol, Southwest England accent, and the closest thing you'll know it to is a pirate, because what they do is they use that kind of accent. Because back in the day, that's where people would sail out of on pirate ships and stuff. So that's actually mine sounds like a farmer's, a West Country farmer's accent, my region of England. But you guys would, the closest thing you would have heard every day was like a pirate accent, because that's sort of geographically where a lot of them would go out from. The book Treasure Island, you guys remember that? Robert Louis Stevenson, kid's book. They leave out of Bristol on that journey. So.
Well, your accent is pure.
Ever do a 23andMe, like a genetic testing?
Well, I know where I was born. They've got a plaque on the wall that says, on this day.
He was born here.
And then we got rid of you on this day.
And then they follow the North Star, and he goes on a cruise, and they follow it again. We're going to see where this baby's born. And
I know,
Jesus,
see? You
we've
got that whole
Jesus
thing
coming
worked
again,
out.
and it's going to need a crepe.
What the hell did you eat?
Nothing.
And
Kenny-
these two got together. I'm astonished that the two of them got together.
Kenny, thank you for calling in. I may be hung up already. All right, why don't we take a commercial break? More to come. You can find them on hashtag Florida Crepes. I just found them, and the spinach,
Say
mushroom,
hi
and
to
egg
Lori.
and cheese
See,
sounds
Lori,
really
if you
good
were
too.
here, you could have done a stand-up. Lori's going to come in and do stand-up.
All right, stay tuned. We're going to take a commercial break. More to come.
Providing music you will enjoy. JM Production performers will brighten up your stage. Condominiums and residential communities, nightclubs and restaurants that want to provide top quality singers and entertainers for their social events, banquets, celebrations, and their customers use JM Productions to ensure that they have an uplifting and beautiful event. Now, tune in for the show.
Amy Reshevsky can help you choose the right piece that will add some magic to your space. Amy Reshevsky has a wide range of art, from abstracts to mosaic tapestries, and she paints on different surfaces, such as reverse painting on glass, tables, wall hangings, and sculptures. Her work can be ordered online at amyreshevsky.com, or you can come in and see it in real time at the Brooklyn Cafe Art Gallery. She also does commission work, so if you have an idea in mind, she can make it a reality. She invites you to reach out to her at Facebook or at email at amyreshevsky@gmail.com. That's amyreshevsky@gmail.com. Have an artful day.
Born in Marseille, France, Max Lazega creates whimsical and free-flowing interpretive art.
His 40 years in the construction industry created the foundation for his craft. His unique work displays his view of the future with bold and playful combinations of materials and processes, but the methodology remains consistent. He fuses recycled materials and discarded building supplies into a fresh, well-executed approach. Lazega has lived in Miami, Florida most of his life, where he pursues his lifelong passion of creating industrial art. For more information, contact Max Lazega at artworkstudios.org or 786-326-8873.
Meet Jay Harmon, one of the many artists held in the Brooklyn Cafe Gallery. Jay specializes in various different art styles, but his medium to work with is colored pencils. His unique style comes from being self-taught and years of practice. Jay pulls his inspiration from many outlets like people, television, celebrities, and many more. With multiple original pieces, Jay's art graces the gallery with over 40 plus works for viewing and for purchase. His many years of being an artist has given him a chance to partner with the Derwent brand, giving him the opportunity to try many different work styles and further his craft. Feel free to come down and visit the studio to view his work, or if you're interested in your own Jay Harmon original, he's open to commissions on his website, coloredpencilartist.com, or catch his show, The Colored Pencil Artist, on Amp Media Productions on YouTube and Facebook. See you soon.
Has your heater busted, computer crashed, appliance broken? Then you need ARW Home.
Life's been pretty worry-free since I got covered with ARW Home. Don't waste thousands of dollars on air conditioning, appliance repair, and replacements. Save that money with ARW Home. Protection plans that cover household appliances, systems, and electronics.
My air conditioning broke on a Sunday. I called ARW and they came out and fixed it right away.
Get your free quote today. Call or go to arwhome.com now.
Call 877-281-0289.
Hey travelers, everybody wants cheap airfares, but where can you find them? You call Smart Fares. Our prices are direct from the airlines and they're so low they're not published anywhere. Smart Fares specializes in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rentals, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, Smart Fares can help you get there cheaply and with the best price guarantee. If you want the absolute lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call us right now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these low rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the lowest rates available. So don't wait. Call Smart Fares right now for the best price guaranteed. Save up to 50% off business and first class. We've got great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 855-828-0198. That's 855-828-0198. 855-828-0198.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
That's what I've been talking about. I got you. I got you. What did you eat and drink last night?
I don't know what you're talking about. I see you 30-20. I don't know
Let's
what
give
that
you a
is.
countdown.
30-20?
30, 20, 15.
What are we doing, by tens?
Yeah. What did he eat last night?
I didn't eat anything. It was too crowded.
You guys
where
sold
they were.
out.
We did.
It was way too crowded where you guys were. I didn't even go in that direction. It was packed. And then you had a line that went that way. The burger people had a line that went this way, and then the booze people had a line that went this way.
That's the one to do, I think. An alcohol truck. But I guess you need a liquor license. So even no matter how much money you make, you've got to pay for that liquor license.
Yeah.
Which costs a pretty penny, I'm sure.
Well, I talked to the guy on the liquor truck, and he wasn't very hospitable. He was like, listen, I can't talk right now, I'm busy.
Was it a full bar or beer and wine?
I saw
Not
everything.
100% what they did, because
You saw
when we
everything?
got busy, we pretty much just, you hardly even saw the fireworks go off.
Yeah,
Because, yeah.
But when you went into the food truck business, you knew you were in a specialty of crepes.
Yes.
Instead of going, okay.
Well, we
I'm
didn't really
gonna
have a plan when we went into the food
You
truck
just said
business.
crepes?
We're kind of like flying by the seat of our pants, as a British expression. So we're still trying to figure out our business plan. We did everything wrong. But we think that we like being parts of communities. So say we do a market near us on a Saturday for a few hours, maybe once a month, something like that, which is great because you get all this captive audience. They love your food. They come back again. With festivals and like the thing that we did last night here, it's super great. And there's lots of sales, but you're kind of overrun. You never see the people again. There's not much connection. You don't feel much reward from repeat customers, you know. So as I said earlier, the artist thing inside of you is very hard to get rid of.
Is your mic on? Do you see a green light?
Yeah.
They're going to swap your mic. They're telling me they're having a hard time with the
You know,
connection.
the funny thing is that you are in a business that you picked,
Yeah.
but you can do anything. You could do pretzels. I mean, what goes with a crepe? What matches food-wise with a crepe? Pretzels?
Well,
No.
they're kind of a standalone item, really, because
Well, Philly's known for their pretzels, right? Their sourdough pretzels.
Right.
What about a Philly cheesesteak or something?
Or fish and chips.
That would be Pennsylvania.
Right.
Fish and chips? That's, oh yeah, from London.
Fish and chips would be London.
Well, I was thinking of doing a food, because I'm a creative, because, you know, we're creative, I always come up with ideas. That's the easy part. You could, like, every minute of every day, you can ask a question to us, and there's always going to be a new idea, you know.
Yeah.
So one of the ones which I went through was, because they have something called the Sunday roast in England, which is like Sunday dinner. So when growing up in England, on a Sunday, I'd go to my grandparents' house, and they'd have, like, roast beef, Yorkshire puddings and things like that, sprouts, carrots, and it was like an event, like the one time a week where you would sit down and she would like cook for about 3 or 4 hours in the kitchen, old-fashioned style, you know. And so you would sit down and have this one meal a week. And so these Yorkshire puddings are these big kind of like pancakey type things again, which they're done in oil in a pan. You have to Google them if everybody doesn't know what they are. Do you guys know what a Yorkshire pudding is?
Yes. My aunt was British, so every Christmas.
Okay.
she
So I was
would
thinking
make
about a
them.
food truck with those,
Yeah.
and you put everything inside a big one of those. So it's almost like
It's like a big puff pastry, but it's kind of doughy.
Well, it's quite crispy, right? So it's like
On the
a
outside.
batter. So that's an idea I had. And last night on one of my British Facebook groups, there's people that do fish and chips and things, but that's very greasy and probably there's lots of things that are more profitable than what we do. But I had this one conversation with a guy when we first started this. He pulled into a Love's gas station, and he must have been in his 80s, and he said, "Oh yeah, I've got 3 or 4 of these. I do fairs." And he looked at me and he said, "Just don't be in a rush to make money." Like he said, just don't be in a rush to make money. So I have the feeling that if we do something that's quality, which has a connection with people, over the long term, it will be good. And, you know, you can replicate it if you do it right. I mean, that's what McDonald's did, even though we don't eat McDonald's or you know, for various reasons, right? But if you do something right and you can just repeat it right, then you can be successful. You don't have to chase the dollars immediately. There's so many ways at these festivals and things to serve some kind of food and get a lot more money than we get. But the idea is that we're kind of putting something of ourselves into it, and over the long term, probably it will reap the benefits, you know. By the time the baby comes along.
The artistic value of what you do is what
Yeah.
I'm looking at. So you could put a pancake on a stick. You know, something that's off-centered, like crepes. I mean, I never heard of a crepe truck. I'm being very honest. So you come over and they have pancake on a stick, or they have, what was that? When you took me to that thing with Alana, they had
That was a South Florida fair.
that
Yeah.
thing. They had the weirdest things in there. They had chocolate covered whatever. Everything was covered bacon, chocolate covered bacon.
There was everything had bacon in it.
It was just like, oh my God.
But I think they're there for what, a month at a time? And
But that truck that they did all that from, multiple trucks,
yep.
they had niches. They were doing different things. I think that if you put something that goes with the crepes, something a little bit out there. I mean, you're a comedian. You can actually do a sideshow while people are serving the food. I mean, there's a lot of stuff.
Actually, we write songs as well and do music. But yeah, so yeah, we do all sorts, and it's just I don't know which direction we're gonna go in, but we just do us and do different forms of creativity and just whatever
And you're having
happens.
fun.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, I don't know how to be like successful business people tend to be very, very boring as far as I can work out. The ones I've worked for and the things that because basically you just get this thing in your brain. This is how I do this, and I just got to keep repeating it and get better. The creative side of you is like, well, what about this? What about that? How can you do this? And so I think the way we're approaching it is just don't take any of it too seriously. Just find what fits for the community where you are, and then maybe try to replicate that. So at some point we may do something different. I think the thought of having a cafe is quite exciting for us because you get to connect to the people. So maybe we can start up a whole bunch of cafes and maybe put lots of. I mean, the art that you guys have on the wall here is fantastic. Something with it a bit free spirited like that with this French thing. Because French, I mean, I don't know how you connect to French, but like they're very artistic. I used to work for a French guy that used to be. I think quite a significant artist back in the 60s in France or something. But that guy was like, everything is this and everything is that, and whatever you want to do is okay, and you want to do this, it's fantastic. No one cares. Don't be so worried about what people think of you and what they say and this and that. So it would be nice if the cafe had a little bit of that in it. Like this is just crepes. That's all it is. Who cares about this? Poof, this and that. This is So it's like that vibe in there. I think America could do with a little bit of that, like not taking itself quite so corporately and seriously, you know what I mean?
But the nice part is that you get to travel. You could even set it up as like a little cafe. So you
traveling cafe to the Mennonites.
Exactly. It's a traveling cafe, and people would like to get a crepe and maybe a cup of coffee, and you have put out two cute little tables, and then it's just about drawing them in and sit down for a moment, so you're not sitting in the grass. And it's just the atmosphere of what it is. Do a drum circle. Have the baby right there. Yeah. So many choices, yes.
Natural birthing classes.
So many choices you could
do. Yeah, right.
Oh, baby.
I like that it's fresh and it's not fried, because everything is fried.
Yes.
Yeah, no grease.
So it's something that's different. So
I worked in Burger King as a kid.
It draws them
Oh, you don't fry this at all?
No. We don't even have a deep
It's like
fat
skilleted.
No.
It's what?
Skilleted.
Is that a word?
On a skillet.
It's a
It's a big flat circular round
where you make eggs
surface made from cast
and
iron.
then you turn it over?
Have you ever seen the show Feeding Phil? Or Who Feeds Phil?
Wait a minute. Hold on
We
a
haven't
second.
watched TV seriously for about 2 years.
I think it's on Netflix. You got to see
Wait a
this.
minute. You make one of those,
At
you
a
flip
time.
it, and then you put it
Like a
at-
pancake.
You make one at a time?
Yeah, we have
Yes.
2 pans.
Everything's fresh for the customer.
Well, why can't we have 12 pads?
Not enough space.
You need. That's
We
why
need a
your
bigger
idea of making them and
Yeah,
keeping
we
them
do.
warm, and then you have to see Feed Phil or Who's Feeding Phil on Netflix. And he goes to all these places and he tries all of these things. And he was talking about making a tortilla the other day in Mexico and how hard it is because you get it flat and you put it between the paper and then you go to put it on the skillet and it breaks apart. So there's a whole art to this.
Yeah.
But the art does not mean it's fast food.
Right.
Right?
No,
there's
it's not.
there's artisan creativity to this. So it's a
Yeah.
whole different feel. Like I could see you guys down in Wilton Manors or a different types of festival than maybe fireworks where they're eating hamburgers and hot dogs and you got kids.
Right.
More of like an outdoor Las Olas kind of Wilton Manors feel.
They got 2 skillets.
Are you understanding
They
the
need
vibe now a
12
little bit more?
I do. They need a bigger
Now
truck.
that it's 1:30, you got that?
Show a picture of the truck. They need a bigger truck.
I think they got you took some pictures, right? You can also put
picture of the
Florida
truck.
crepes in on Instagram and it pulls up as well. I wish we were trying them.
They need a bigger truck.
I know.
Now I know what the problem is. They need more merchandise out there. So you, I wonder if you could do that like a line, right? So you set up 12, and you flip them behind you. Wow, you would need a lot of room.
Yeah, we could set up a line of people, and one could do the circle, the next one could add something, the next one could add something. Yeah, that's great.
Well, that's the other thing. You have stuff that goes in them.
Yeah.
So you have it in front of you what you're putting in.
To the side, yeah.
How many of those movable parts are there? Like 20? How
Oh.
many fillers you got?
Well, there's 10 different crepes, and some of those ingredients are, when we were researching how big is your menu supposed to be for a food truck, the kind of going consensus is you put as few as you can, but repeat a few of the things in them so that you can do it. So we have 10 different menu items, and we do one special, which was a disastrous flop last night.
We got one order for it last night.
One
So you've
person.
got like Nutella and strawberry, Nutella and banana, peanut
It's a
butter and
truck.
banana, and then they've got ham and cheese, of course, spinach, ham and cheese, and it's out here.
It's outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need a bigger truck. You need two sizes. This plus
Yeah.
another.
Well, ours is 17 feet.
We need 34.
Yeah, you need 34.
So,
Oh my
But we
gosh,
need
could
a
you imagine it was so hard to get
V350
it
or
parked
whatever it is
there?
for that.
well, they gave you a small spot.
So you travel this? Is this hooked to your RV?
Well,
It was. We went and did some shows up north a little bit. Georgia and South Carolina, pulling that behind our RV. That
How'd
was
this
quite
go
fun.
on Georgia and South Carolina? How'd the crepe situation go there?
She went quite well.
Pretty well. Again, we were doing these festivals, so we went to 3 hot air balloon festivals organized by the same people that were like 2 or 3 weeks apart, and that was our baptism of fire. So we thought, as soon as we start doing this, let's go somewhere where we know there's lots of people. And so we got our butts kicked and then we had to hire people. But it was amazing how we found the people to help us, because we needed someone on the register so that we could both be making these things as quick as possible.
So you were selling so many, you had to bring people help you.
To take
Yeah,
the
'cause
order
there's a-
so we could both
it's
So
not the
this
ba-
isn't a
it's-
sale problem. This is you need a bigger truck.
Yeah, it's not. It's like, as far as making like the biggest bang for your buck. As I said before, it's not the best product. It's just the best fit for what we do, because we're one of the only people. There's only a handful of people doing this, in different parts of the country, and it's kind of like a
I
niche.
feel like I need to go get a crepe.
I need to get a bigger truck. How do you heat up the skillet?
Propane.
Propane.
Were you ever in the food business before?
Well, I've done one little. I worked at Burger King as a student, and now I can never, hardly ever eat Burger King. There's stories about Burger King.
Josh knows. He's like, yeah, got that.
I saw my worst act of weirdness in Burger King, but I can't even tell you on public TV. But a homeless person doing something very strange in a lavatory. But we can't talk about that. But anyway, that puts me off of Burger King.
Wait a minute, I got a question to ask you. I could have sworn, maybe I'm wrong, that there was a machine that you put the ingredient in, and it shoots out. It shoots out a finished crepe.
No.
There has to be. You know who we have to call? We got to call
There's
Steve.
like an art.
Steve, New York Sound, because he works at a place that sells these machines, and you put the stuff in on the top, and it.
I thought he worked at a bank.
Well, he went to work there, but he still has connection. That's what we need. We need a crepe maker.
Well, they've got these great food halls. I heard there's a great food hall now in Doral. I think there's one in South Beach. There's one up in, I think they're building one in Tampa. You know who built it? Lady Ann just built a food hall over in Tampa.
She might have a crepe maker too. Oh yeah, we can send you over there. You'll sell out, but we got to sell more than 120. You're gonna be 200, 300 of these bad boys, and we need a machine that and you just shoots them out, and you fill them, and you.
Like
roll
Desi
'em
and
out.
Lucy, where she's just on the chocolate assembly line and she's one for her and figuring it out all the way along. That too. All right, you ready to take a commercial break?
I think it'd be a great idea. They'll be around the block.
What would you put in a crepe?
Everything. A kitchen sink. What's a kitchen sink? Everything you got.
Everything. You would do
Everything
ham
but-
and cheese and mayonnaise.
I don't know if I would do that in the crepe.
I was at my sister's last night. They make, I don't know if you know this, mayonnaise and ketchup already mixed.
Yeah.
You've seen that?
I created that.
They make it in a jar. It's already sold. It's like a Freddy. It should be called the Freddy.
Somebody took my idea and they put it in a jar.
It's a thing.
I
Have
know
you
it's
ever
a
seen
thing.
this? But
Well, now they put it in a
they
jar
put it
for
in,
you.
they, yes, now it's put in a jar. No more. It's in a squeeze.
I took McDonald's to court. I'm still there 35 years later. That's the secret sauce.
It's in a squeeze bottle now. When it's heavy on the mayo, not so much on the ketchup. I tried it yesterday.
You don't need a drop of ketchup.
I'm telling, that's all it was. It's heavy on the mayo. You would love this.
I've been telling you this for 7 years.
You would
I
love
wouldn't
this.
love it. I'm very upset.
And now Hellman's, they make vegan mayonnaise.
Yeah,
I saw that too.
Hellman mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise.
I grew up always mixing those together.
Mayonnaise. So I was thinking to you yesterday, I was like, you would love this.
What's that thing that they put on the truck and they have the powder all over it? It's like
Powdered sugar?
No, the
fried dough?
Yeah, what's it called? It has a name.
Fried dough? Fried dough?
Oh, he doesn't want fried. I'm gonna make a call. I bet you they sell a crate.
A funnel
maker.
cake. That's what they're
That's
called.
the thing with the hole?
No, the funnel cake is like the fried dough where you put all the powdered sugar on it.
Is that what it's called?
Yes, a funnel cake. Yes.
Yeah, but that's fried.
Yes.
He don't want fried.
But you just asked me what the fried dough was.
I'm thinking of things that aren't fried.
I don't know what to tell you.
We need a bigger truck.
Bake. We're going to take a commercial break. Stay tuned. Give us a call. Kenny, Freddie, Kenny, Love. Thank you for calling. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
From your very own Brooklyn Cafe Show coffee, the official coffee of the Brooklyn Cafe Show. You can pick up a bag from us, or two. Contact us at 866-224-5422, or just stop on by. We're at 2400 Northwest Boca Raton Boulevard, Suite 13. Come on in, grab a bag of our signature Brooklyn Cafe coffee. The cafe doors are always open.
Welcome to AMP2 TV, the first and only internet production company that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet radio, TV production company, discover AMP2 TV. AMP2 TV is a full-service media company that can provide all streaming videos, video studios, radio studios, and television studios. Call us today at 866-224-5422, for no business is too small to grow to be accounted. It's time for your message to be seen. Let AMP2 TV help get you there.
I'm Heidi Wild, and the only moisturizer I use on my skin is Javon's Desired Radiance. Javon's quality starts with producing the goat milk of the blue herd. It could make your skin look and feel younger and more radiant, just like mine. And now, there's a Javon's Desired Radiance for men, too. Order now and find out for yourself at javon.com.
Artist Rosie Sherman paints her passions to share with everyone. Expressing herself through bold and vibrant colors, her suggestion and style are always in flux. Inspired by travels, nature, romance, and the human spirit, Rosie makes sure her depiction of women are strong and proud. Her landscapes illustrate the changing seasons in the diverse world that we live in. To find her artwork in the multiple medias you can purchase, visit rosiesherman.pixels.com.
Welcome to Lost Harbor Spirits, a world where pirates inspire our spirits, treasures remain undiscovered, and flavors are infused with the essence of mysterious voyages. The distillery became one of the few women-owned craft spirits production sites in the U.S. From our award-winning spirits of vodka and rum to delicious gin, we're always coming up with some new and exciting flavors to keep your cocktails delicious and fresh. Contact Palm Beach Distillery at lostharborspirits.com to take a tour or purchase your favorite spirit at your local liquor store.
Imagine this is your money and someone wants to take it from you. Who is it? The IRS. Guess what? They want your money and they can take it, all of it if they want. Remember, they sent you that letter right over here that said, hey, you owe us a bunch of cash and we're going to take it from you right now. So what do? You fight back by letting our team of experts work it out with the IRS so you can keep your money. And hey, we're good at what we do. When you hire us, you get a team of guys on your side that know the IRS laws, and we'll fight really hard to save your money. So, if you owe the IRS a ton of cash and you want to keep it, call right now and learn for free how we can help you put it back in your pocket. 5 minutes of your time right now can save you thousands of dollars. And the best part, it's a free call. So please call right now.
Call 800-651-4808.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
All I know is I made my soup last week. I burnt the pot. So
How the hell do you
So
burn
I need another.
soup and
I
how do
need
you burn a
another.
pot with
I need
soup?
another pot. So
How
I
do
tried
you
to
burn
scrub
that?
it, and I couldn't get it all the burn off. So I'm like, it'll add flavor. So I made my soup again to the burnt pot.
How does one burn a pot making?
One leaves the food on the stove and goes to work out.
So it evaporated in a burn?
Pretty much. It's okay.
Are you
I mean,
serious?
it didn't evaporate. Just some of the liquid did. It was fine, and then I made it again. But yeah, you have to get the right skillet and the right. If you have like the gold. Do you like to cook? You like to cook?
Not really.
No.
Just kidding.
No. What do you do for a living?
He's
I cook.
a chef.
Just comfort food, really.
What's your favorite crepe that you guys make?
Well, the fully loaded one, which has got tomato, cheese, ham, mushrooms. That's pretty much it.
Sounds delicious.
Spinach
Sounds like we need
as
lunch.
well.
Everything in it. That's what people will often ask. What's your favorite one? So that's always what I say is number 10, which has everything in it.
I can't quite figure out your accent.
My
She
accent
changes.
is a little bit of Pennsylvania, a little bit of Florida, and a little bit of British.
It's a little bit, yeah, it's a little bit of all these things all rolled into one. So what are you going to do with
Yeah.
the baby? He, she, they're going to stay with you when you're making the crepes?
Yeah, we're gonna figure that out.
You're going to see
That's
like a
the- Figure it
bouncy
out.
seat on the outside in the cafe.
The crepe baby.
A crepe
Yeah.
baby.
Then they're gonna say, man, we should have listened to that guy from the Bronx and made a crepe maker.
But what a great Instagram post it'll be. You wrap the baby, you swaddle the baby, and like, here's your crepe. Like, you can do all this kind of fun stuff
Get
with
a
the baby.
crepe blanket.
Right? You can do so many great things. It's all about
Maybe I can
branding.
help you while I take orders.
All about branding. What did you do before you did arts and crafts and then before you had the crepe truck?
What did I do?
Yeah.
What was your job?
So, I was a nanny in the past, and then right before we did the crepe truck, I was doing deliveries for DoorDash and Uber. I wanted flexibility.
They're truly gypsies. This is like the
She
coolest
was a
story
nanny
ever.
in the past.
She took care of babies. So she was a nanny, then a food deliverer, and then they do arts and crafts, and now they do a food truck. What's next? More food trucks.
You need a bigger truck.
Well, I quite like the idea of having a cafe, and then having a few cafes, and then that's kind of it in the short term. That's quite a big
Mobile
goal.
cafe?
I mean, I've been homeless in my life, so that would be like phenomenal for us and everything. So I've had quite a hard time at different times in America. I was on the streets of Baltimore for quite a while. So even to have a successful business like that in its own would be fantastic. But apart from that specifically, maybe start something with the Liège Belgian waffles as well, because they're quite a unique, awesome food, and it would be good to maybe have sort of two different types of cafe. One Paris street food cafe with the experience which we're creating, which we can put our heart into, and then Liège Belgian waffles, which is like a sweet waffle, which is it's kind of like a waffle on steroids. You said you'd had one, right? So they're pretty unique, and to do some different toppings and stuff on that. So we got this unique experience in both of those things would be nice. And then, yeah, that's kind of the that's the short to medium term. And then,
Traveling cafe could be a whole lot of fun.
yeah, I guess.
Or you want a brick and mortar. You want a real coffee.
If it was in
kinda
the right
cafe.
place, because we're not restaurateurs or any, whatever, like Three Musketeers, a restaurateur or whatever it's called. So we're not really like professionals or anything, but it would be nice to establish something which was successful enough so that you could hire people on and show them how to do this, and then have a successful business.
How far are you from Tampa?
Oh, quite far, yeah, about 4 hours. We're in Jacksonville.
That's what I thought.
Jacksonville's up north.
But Renee's in Tampa, isn't she? Or is she in Jacksonville?
She's in Tampa, but she does events in Tampa, Georgia, Atlanta. But it's very inexpensive to do her event. That's the first good deal. And I don't know of anybody who has a truck like yours. That's the second good deal. I mean, you'll talk and you'll see if it's for you. It's not for everybody, but they do really, really well on the Saturday shops. Does very, very well.
So more to come.
What I'm intrigued is that at least you have different ideas of what you want to do. You're not quite sure what it is, and that's really what's going on with the community right now. Everybody's like, what do I do next? How do I make my dollar go further? Inflation eats away at my expenses. What you were making $2,000 and you came home with a certain profit margin, it's now less because people that buy the program is less. Now, I thought that crepes was a breakfast food. I'm thinking of syrup and butter and powder, but you guys are treating it like ham and cheese and Cubano sandwich, and there's all sorts of stuff you can do with a crepe.
Yeah, it's different to that. In Europe, one of our customers come up, and there was a guy and his partner came up from Poland, and then you didn't have to tell them anything because they made a beeline in this big festival with all these different food trucks. They're like, shoom, because like once you've experienced them, in whichever community you're from, if you just have a bit of exposure to them, then it's kind of like, oh yeah, no, that's what I want to go and get. And there's no grease, there's no defat frying, so you don't really have to cross that whole, do I want to feel yucky afterwards? Yep. Like we've both been on quite strict diets for quite a while, so it's just a good fit for us. We could deep fry something and make 5 times as much money, but it's a little bit of your authenticity in it. If you don't do that. I was about 80 pounds heavier at one point, so I've come quite far. And what kick-started that was my son was vegan for a while, and he was living with me, going to school to do his music and everything, and he made me do it for a while. He made me go vegan. I was like, so hard. You're like, everything you enjoy is in the list of things that are not vegan, basically. But it kick-start my metabolism in such a way that I kind of got over. It's like really good. It's like that shift, that change, And then even though I'm not vegan anymore, he's not vegan anymore. He's gone through that phase and he's out the other side. We're still pretty strict about what we eat, and we hardly ever do anything that's like typical fast food. We'll break down and go to get one of those taquito things at a gas station if you're absolutely, haven't eaten for 3 days and there's nothing else. But apart from that, we're pretty strict. We make everything from scratch. Jassie's trying to eat mostly organic because of being pregnant, So.
Do you know if you're having a boy or a girl?
Not yet.
You're going to find out, or is it going to be a surprise?
Well, hopefully next week.
Oh, yes, you're going to find out. Yeah. Very nice.
Yeah. I'm going to get the little guy in his first media presentation on video.
Well, congratulations on losing the weight and making the commitment. I think
Thank you.
Kathy with the Professional Rule Breaker is perfect to even work with essentially a startup business on repurposing and branding and all of those things that I talked to her about today.
Aren't we going Thursday to the vegan mobster? What is it? Mafia?
Plant-based mafia, yes.
Plant-based mafia.
Vegan Italian food in Palm Beach.
Because I was vegan.
Yeah, you
too.
can do it really good, can't you?
They
Yes.
changed it now, where now you can do things that taste like things we like.
Right.
And it's all plant-based.
I didn't have any of those when I was being forced to do it. I was going the old school, you're just going to eat this, Dad, and you're just going to eat that. But we found a vegan food truck the other day, and that was incredible that what they did things which basically like ribs. I was like, how are you getting away with this? You can really do that if you're willing to have a lot of salt and sugar in the mix. That's the kind of compromise I'm finding that's a bit hard to overcome with vegan, is that you basically have to have a whole bunch of that added in to compensate for it.
For the flavor.
To do it without sacrificing that side of things. Because as soon as you have too much sugar and salt, you're basically kind of playing the same game as if you were eating anything else,
Exactly true.
So, but I believe that there's people the people that you're going to see are probably doing it really well. Maybe we should think about that too. Right?
A healthy vegan food truck,
Yeah,
sure.
just not the high sugar.
Do the
high
crepe
salt.
thing, but then a guy came up. I felt so sorry for him last night because he wanted a vegetarian crepe, and it was so hard. I was trying to appease the guy because we have basically some products that you could classify as vegetarian, but our crepe plates you would mix up what you do on them. So there's no way I'm going to say to a really strict vegetarian, no, this would never, no ham has ever touched this product. And I felt like I was doing some sort of microaggression at the guy because I couldn't say categorically, and I could see I was feeling his pain. He was like, well, no, he just wanted me to say that there would be no way any meat would touch this, and I couldn't do it.
Generally, it wouldn't because it's inside of it, but we can't guarantee that.
We provided a safe space, which was a different food truck, and we were all okay at the end of the experience. But it was tough.
That's
Very
funny.
cool.
Dude, we've had a lot of people come up, even in like the last week, right? Be like, "Oh, I just came back from France," or "I just came back from Paris."
I think people are traveling
I'm
more.
so excited to see your truck, so it's pretty cool.
Yes, my daughter just got back from France actually Sunday night.
See what I mean? Everyone's just come back
It's
from
like
France.
So many people.
Yep, she just got back. The food is unbelievable. And the wine, she said, is just, you could have, I don't know if you can do wine, but effortlessly flowing. She said it was never an empty glass. They must have each had a bottle of wine at some point.
And the funny thing is because when they were doing research into all this about kids, because they let kids like 12 or so drink in France.
No, my daughter's 30. She's old enough to drink.
But yeah, I hear you. But basically they do, right? So they did some research into alcoholism, and because in the UK, you can drink at 18. Here it's 21, but they're a lot more strict in the UK. But because they're quite lenient like that in France and Italy, they have a lot less problems with severe alcoholism than they do in countries like where I come from. Because my father had a drinking problem all of his life, But the thing is, it's in the mentality of the people, it's completely, it's like a safe way to just drink, and they don't see it as at all anything other than sort of social bonding in a way. It's just an extension of like warmth towards each other. Oh, here, have a little bit of wine, Joey. You might only be 3, and I'll change your diaper after, but have a little bit of wine. They just think it's okay, and it never becomes an issue because they don't ban it,
Different cultures.
And a little wine.
But it might be kind of cool if you could sell beer and wine to go with the crepes. A whole little cafe and espresso machine.
The espresso machine I was talking about yesterday, you have to sort of set that up quite carefully with the food truck because you don't have the mains water going into it, and you have the power that you need for it. So it's kind of a specialist thing. It's almost like doing a separate truck.
Wow.
Because you have to put that much thought into it because of how much water it's going to use, and with the regulations and everything. You've got to have hot water to do your dishes in a self-contained unit. That's the way they treat it in Florida. Is like, you're a self-contained thing, so you have to be able to function without somebody else. And then the coffee gets added into that, so you can imagine how much water you'd need. And you want it to be a certain quality. And the machines have to be really good, because otherwise you're gonna, you can't just put a Keurig in the corner and hope for the best.
More to come.
No.
I have a machine that you put the espresso.
Yeah, we do
and
that.
It's a machine like this. It has a coffee on one side and a little espresso on the other. And you pop one. I'm gonna tell you what you need is a bigger truck. And you pop one of those there, and there's your espresso, which I think will go really good with the crepes.
Well, we do the little pots at home. The ones that you do on the gas
little
stove.
pods?
Yep.
Like the.
Yeah, but is that espresso? That's more like.
They have
Yeah, it's
espresso
espresso.
pods.
This
That's
is an
actually-
espresso pod. Yeah, but that's not old school.
Espresso.
You gotta take it. You gotta bang it out to clean it. Put some more and go.
And that's all part of the experience. It's like making a crepe. Circle, bang it out. It's all part of the same thing,
It's a whole lot of time, a whole lot of banging going on. People find you by hashtag Florida Crepes.
Yeah, on Instagram and Facebook.
Awesome.
For the old people in the world, Facebook apparently is where all the old people go now.
Like
Did
us.
you know that?
What do you call Facebook when you put money in for a cause?
An ad?
No. What's it called? No.
A FundMe? GoFundMe?
We're gonna do a GoFundMe to get a bigger truck.
Okay. All right, we're partnering with you guys on that.
And I'm
Take
gonna tell you
donations
something.
before we
You
leave.
never know. People are crazy. those 4,500 people who did not get minus 120, who did not get a crepe last night, we'll do a GoFundMe, get a bigger truck.
Bigger truck, more room. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
It has been a pleasure. I hope you take a bag
Thank
of
you.
coffee.
We will.
First coffee on the truck.
We will. We'll
Our crew is very busy doing what they're doing. Everyone's working and doing, but we've got some great new things coming out of the studio coming up tonight. We're 7 o'clock live. Tell Us Your Biz, Brooklyn Cafe Show After Hours. Maybe we'll send that over. We've got Frank Rufola. We're going to bring all those books with us.
Tell Us Your Biz, no.
What are we doing? Cafe After Hours?
No. What? I don't know. I
What
thought
are we
Frank
doing?
was doing. Is it Tell Us Your Biz or After Hours?
Whatever you want to do.
Ay, ay, ay. I don't know. What are you doing?
We can brand it however
You're
which way
changing
you
on me.
want.
I'm
I'm
going
trying to
yin,
get
you're
you
going yang.
awake is what I'm trying to do. It's 2 o'clock. This hangover from yesterday is like, wow.
We have a 7 o'clock tonight.
Yes.
What are we doing?
Frank.
No, I know that's the guest. What are we?
I think
What's the name of the show?
I think it's Cafe After Hours.
Okay.
So we'll send that over.
It's new.
I think. Just like we did on Thursday with Cece.
That was Tell Us Your Biz.
No, we played After Hours on Thursday.
So I guess we're doing the cafe after. Oh, I know why you want to do it.
And then we've got Jordana Foster at 7:30. We've got Rebooted the Podcast with Alita. She'll be coming in any
3
minute.
o'clock?
3 o'clock with that. And our crew is busy working on some new branding and some new ideas. They're very quiet, so I'm not quite sure what they're doing.
Probably
And
sleeping.
Bailey and Kira are in there, so I'm a little nervous on what's going on the other room.
They're probably sleeping.
I don't know what they're doing.
Is that a thing that women do?
What?
You paint one fingernail different than the others?
One on each hand, yes. Isn't that kind of cute?
That's kind of weird.
Why?
Who does that?
Everybody.
Everybody paints one thing on one nail?
Yes.
What do you got on yours?
A flag.
A flag?
American flag, yeah.
On these fingers?
My ring fingers.
the ring
American flag, yeah. Because yesterday was the 4th of July.
And that's a thing?
Yes.
I find out crepes isn't a breakfast meal no more. I find
Welcome
out
to
flag.
Florida. Crepes aren't just for breakfast anymore, exactly.
I went to Greece, and I went to the island of Mykonos, and I asked for a pizza. And the guy brought me a ham and cheese sandwich. And the cheese was that white goat cheese thing, whatever that's called. What's that
Feta?
called? Feta, whatever. So I said to the guy, can I ask you a question? Where's the pizza? He says, there's a pizza there. And then he's giving me this Italian accent. He was Greek. And I said, this is not a pizza. This is a ham sandwich with cheese. So the guy goes, you come back here. Show me how you make a pizza. So I went back there and I said, you have sauce. Now, they didn't have regular pizza sauce. So I had to improvise with tomatoes and all that other stuff. And then I put chunks of the pizza in there. And I put it in there. And it came out. And I cut it up. The guy went crazy on me. He started inviting the whole town. I was on my honeymoon, and I had left my wife at the hotel because she wasn't feeling well. And here I am making pizza for the next 6 hours. So she comes looking for me, and we're drinking wine and having pizza.
This was your honeymoon?
Yeah. And she says to me, what are you doing? I said, making pizza. They put a sign, Freddy's Pizza.
Freddy's Bodega, everywhere he goes.
It was ridiculous.
It's been a pleasure having you guys join us. We had Bonnie with us. More to come later today.
I get a
Tomorrow
book?
we are live in New York on WGHT 1500 New York City and 98.3 North Jersey. And I guess WNN now is now officially Oldies with Vic Canellis Radio, 95.3 and 96.9 FM, 1470 AM. So a lot of changes happening.
Do I get a book?
You can have a book. I guess the
finished
key
reading
is,
it?
no.
I'm not finished.
There's another one.
I want the new one. I don't want the ones with your fingers.
Follow your passion, know your purpose, know your why, and keep it going. Have a great day, everyone. Stay safe. Please be kind to each other, and we will see you in a little bit.
Don't be.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.